Lyrics Finch.
Men really be having your kids, marrying you, buying you a house, buying you a car, getting your name tatted. They really be telling their entire family about you, their friends about you. They will literally get your face tatted on their face and still cheat on you. And still cheat on you. I don't understand that. Like, I will never understand that. Like, people are like, so, oh my God, Sabrina Carpenter got cheated on? If freaking Selena Gomez got
I don't understand what's so hard to understand about this. I think we've strayed so far and misunderstood men for so long that the most obvious thing that's always been true is now seemingly misunderstood. Just for starters, of course. I'm not condoning this behavior. I'm simply saying, are you surprised that it turns out this way? We as men are undoubtedly designed to be this way. Are you surprised when a number of them act on this impulse? Obviously, men get a lot of shame for this in modern society, but it's never really going to change. When a guy works out, he's healthy, he's in a good psychological state, he's always going to have that pressure in his life. The vast majority of guys that go online and preach how guys shouldn't be that way and that it's not that difficult are usually guys that aren't really physical specimens. They're usually overweight and don't care about their physical being. It's easy for those guys to talk about it because they don't feel that constant pressure. There's also a number of guys that just don't feel that pressure regardless. Once again, I'm not condoning this behavior, but I'm simply explaining the most obvious thing that's always existed. Guys are always going to be sexually driven. In modern society, we typically don't preach to women about how they should have emotional control during their cycles. In fact, we typically have a lot of empathy towards it and give them a pass. When it comes to men, however, they're often told to keep it in their pants, even when the pressure's undoubtedly high and they have a massive availability of options. It's very difficult to even have this conversation candidly without all the idealists immediately flooding to the scene talking about how it shouldn't happen. I'm not here talking about what should or shouldn't happen. I'm talking about what does happen. This is something that will never go away. We all have an animal instinct first and foremost for our survival. As long as we live in a physical world, this will always be the case for both men and for women. The pressures and challenges might be different, but they're always going to exist. Let's keep going.
Megan Fox got cheated on, like, none of us are safe because they're not cheating on them because of the women. It is not a women problem. It is a man problem. It is a personal problem when nobody is safe, guys. Nobody is safe. Okay? I'm not even kidding. This is a true story.
I mean, sure, I'm willing to admit this is a man problem. You'll rarely hear me admitting this, but this is just the nature of how it is. Once again, everybody wants to talk about what's ideal as it benefits them from the other party they can't control. Men do the same thing about women when they talk about hypergamy. To put it simply, guys, the nature of sexuality is extremely unflattering. Nothing about it is ideal. We can try really hard to pursue the ideal and to maintain those concepts in our relationships, but the animal will always exist, and it's something that we will always have to fight against. The same way women have to be aware of this reality about men, they also have to be aware that they only really like very specific guys. We can point fingers all day if we want to, but I truly believe it's better to have an acceptance of the reality instead of constantly trying to fight for a perfect ideal that will never truly exist. Sure, maybe it can exist temporarily and under very specific conditions, but overall, in the general, it will never exist permanently, or as the majority case.
Day before I found out that I got cheated on, not Brandon, by the way, not my baby daddy. Okay, not my baby daddy. Love him, love him, love him. My ex, okay, my ex. The day before I found out I got cheated.
Notice the irony of that too. She's not even talking about her baby daddy, who assumedly she's not even with anymore. She's talking about a new guy. Now, I'm not trying to shame her about this. I don't really care. I'm just saying that she's contributing to the jungle while complaining about the jungle. Doesn't really make any sense. We all have to agree that the jungle is a bad idea. If we don't all agree to it, eventually we're all going to contribute to it. If I'm going to live idealistically, you have to live idealistically. It can't be that just one party does it and the other doesn't. Where do we draw the line on these concepts? Well, that's very hard to determine, especially when you start mixing in religious concepts and marriage and all these different ideas. What is an ideal body count? Does it even exist? Or is it just zero? I truly believe these are problems we'll never be able to solve on a societal level where everybody agrees. There's always going to be some form of a gray area when it comes to these types of ideas.
I have messages. I can literally look them up. I will literally show you proof. Messages of me saying, if you ever cheated on me, I would genuinely be so surprised. Because, like, what? I was like, you love me so much. Like, you love me so much. I would genuinely be so surprised. The next day, I'm not kidding. The next day, Jesus rained down upon me. Yeah. And I found out that they were cheating, and they had been for like 3 months. They would FaceTime this girl. They were like literally dating this girl. This girl had no clue either. She was the one that told me. She had no clue, which okay, period. Love her for that. Love her for that. Yeah, nobody's safe. Nobody is safe.
To be honest, she pretty much encapsulated all the problems of modern dating. We all want someone that doesn't do what we have done in the past. Unfortunately, there's different standards for both genders. Because the vast majority of people are never going to accept this, we are never going to see eye to eye. The truth will always be esoteric in nature. You have to know the truth in silence and then pursue it in silence. You can't talk about your beliefs, especially not in the public sphere. This, of course, is advice for guys. If you're going to engage in the jungle that is modern dating, understand what comes with the territory. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Don't forget to check the links in the description below.